information available, please send it in care of me at the Trailside Museum at the above address. Again, I would like to say that I think what you're doing is fantastic. I hope it catches on. Most sincerely, Mary Lynn McDonald, Environmental Educator, Palisades Interstate Park Commission, Fairmount, New York.
Dear CAP founders, please send me information about how my school, Howell Middle School, can start something like CAP. My class will soon be starting a new ecology course, and this information is very needed and appreciated. I hope that you will be able to send me as much information as possible. Thank you. Sincerely, Kathleen Sanders.
Now we will hear from our plans to Now we are going to speak to you about our recycling objectives for the year. First, we will hear from our village school CAP staff and founders, Kathy Bell and Meg Chandler. Meg Chandler will now give you a short summary of our garbage problems both years.
America is producing too much garbage and not enough is being done about it. Between 1960 and 1986, the amount of garbage we produced grew 80% from 87.5 to 157.7 million tons annually, and is expected to increase to 192.7 million tons by the year 2000. The 1987 garbage disposal budget for Chicago was $1.9 million. This year it will be $52 million. It is getting harder and harder to find a place to put this garbage. Our oceans and landfills can't take much more trash. Our rivers and streams are tributaries of pollution. Fortunately, much of the garbage we produce can be recycled. In Japan, 100,000 tons of garbage is recycled a year. Last year, Japan recycled half of its waste paper, 55% of its glass bottles, and 2/3 of its beverage and food cans, compared to the 10% of garbage we recycle. We still have time to use better methods of disposing trash before more irreversible damage is done to the environment. It is easier, cheaper, and less harmful to the earth if we get to the habit of recycling and properly disposing trash instead of trying to clean up the mess afterwards.
Thank you, Meg Chandler. Now we will hear from Kathy Bell about our recycling. These are some of our objectives. 1, to get maximum use of paper before recycling. 2, to save the Coaster school system money. 3, to increase student participation in recycling. 4, to raise public awareness of the waste management problem. Here are some suggestions. 1, use bags of plain paper for memo forms and line paper. 2, recycle paper in each classroom using 2 to 4 separate containers. 3, monthly deliveries of separated paper to either Coaster DPW or commercial recycler. 4, a student art contest for paper recycling logo to be put on each container. These are some current prices for paper. For computer paper, $80 per ton. For lined ledger paper, $60 per ton. For copy machine paper, $60 per ton. For art paper, $30 per ton. For plain white bond paper, $80 per ton. And for newsprint, $5 per ton. Here's just one example. The Coaster School District purchased 271 cases of copy paper, which equals 2,710 reams. 2,710 reams at 5 pounds per ream equals 13,550 pounds, equals 6.78 tons. 6.78 tons, $60 equals $406.80. The net gain to the school district, assuming 50% compliance, would be $203.40. Now we will hear from our plans to first paper band research team. Sunny Ventura, Alex Bubalinas, Elizabeth Raisin, and Gareth Blake.
We've been doing some research on paper and plastic bags. My fellow classmate Alex will tell you about these paper bags.
A company by the name of Union Kent makes these bags. They are called Trim County bags. They can be recycled. They did a survey on 36 Essex County residents. 26 of the 36 residents
straight. No one has to hold them open. They hold more garbage than plastic bags, and that they're easy to carry. There's one problem with these bags. If these bags are compressed or have garbage on top of them, they will not do it.
We've also been doing some research on plastic bags by the company called Sunoco.
Last summer, my family and I went to Cape Cod, Massachusetts. While there, we went to a grocery store that is part of a chain called Stop and Shop. I discovered that they were using photodegradable plastic bags instead of paper to hold their groceries.
This is the Enviromat plastic bag. It is stronger than most plastic bags. Also, it is photodegradable. Photodegradable means that it can degrade in sunlight. Here are some pictures on how they degrade. First, they are set out to start degrading. In the second picture, they're on the first step to almost be gone. In the third step, there's just one bag left. They're almost all gone. In the fourth picture, there are only tracks that they were there. Both of these products are good, but we are still doing further research on these bags.
Although there are many good qualities about this plastic bag, there are also a few bad qualities. For example, as shown in the pictures, they must be laid out flat in order to degrade. Another problem is that if they are compacted or underneath any other garbage, it will cause them not to degrade. Another problem that we must face is that if these bags are thrown on the streets, it will cause them to break up into tiny pieces, and those tiny pieces will take a much longer time to degrade than if the whole bag was together. And until those plastic pieces do degrade, it will cause a litter problem.
Again, both of these products are good, but we are still doing further research on both of these bags. Like on the Enviromat, it says non-toxic when incinerated. What if it's not incinerated? This is one question we have to ask both of these companies. When we get enough information, we will inform the administrative team on what we have come up with. Thank you for your time and cooperation.
Next, we will show you our ideas for organizing recycling within our schools. Janie Garber, Deborah Forrest, Joanne Sudo, and Katie Melrose.
Hello, we are here to tell you about recycling in our school system. We would like all of the kids in our school system to get into the habit of recycling. Anything that can be recycled must before it's too late and we drown in our own garbage. You might wonder what we can recycle in our schools. Now we can recycle green, brown, and white flags, aluminum and tin cans, cardboard, and paper. We also can make a tin foil ball. We can roll the foil into balls in each classroom and send them to be recycled.
To encourage little kids to recycle, we can create our own characters out of cardboard, one for each different thing we can recycle. Some of our characters might be the Glass Bottle Brothers, Don't Frown Round, Bright White, and Mean Green, Tin, Grin, Alex, the Aluminum Can, and Paper Man.
As you notice, we have made our own characters. These characters were constructed from cardboard. We have made these characters so whatever schools have chosen to recycle can use either these or can think of their own ideas. As you notice, these characters are clinging onto garbage cans. Again, as I said, they are clinging onto the garbage can. The reason for this is because of a hanger on the back. To bring all the sorted garbage to the dump, either the DPW can pick it up once a week at each school, or our truck or a volunteer could do it. We would like to have a compost pit in at least 2 schools, but we will have to investigate
for other schools and communities.
By recycling and not having as much garbage, we will save money for our school and town. We will contribute in a small way to the environment, and hopefully in a bigger way by setting an example for other schools and communities. We hope you will assist us in this important endeavor. Thank you. Next, we would like to bring you up to date on our environmental website. Zachary Unterman, Roger Hughes, Andrew Chamberlain, and Rutland Cicero.
CAP is sponsoring Environmental Rights Day, Saturday night, May 6, 1989. We just thought about having this day when our class was discussing our rights as citizens. We have the right to bear arms, not be enslaved, and the right to vote. But there is nothing written about our right to have a clean and healthy environment. That is, clean air, clean water, and clean land.
So we decided to have an environmental rights day. This day will hopefully be a day of education and understanding of our environmental problems. It will also be a call for cooperation action between business politicians, environmental groups, and interested citizens to creatively solve these problems.
We are in the process of finding a location, contacting environmental groups and organizations to set up booths at their rallies to display information. We are also contacting other schools to join us on this day, as well as celebrities. We hope to have speakers from many areas to
We are also encouraging our CHAP chapter around the nation to join us on this day by having rallies in their area. Finally, we want to invite all of you to join us on this day and tell your friends and associates. Hopefully, this can be an annual event and public gathering to see if we are correcting our environmental problems, sort of an environmental report card. We are supported by Clearwater SLU, Clean Ocean Action, and Bergen County Health Education Department. We hope to see you there. Thank you.
Now, in closing, we would like to share two things with you. First, an author from Maryland wrote a book about children and the environment. He noticed an article about us in the Cousteau magazine. He sent us an autographed copy of this book, which I will pass around. To Kat, congratulations. Keep up the hard work. Best wishes, Mike Blackistone. Kat, congratulations on your efforts to solve environmental problems. I recently wrote 2 books, one enclosed for you, to help educate children that they can get involved. Keep up the good work and enjoy the book. Best wishes, Mike Blackistone. Finally, Jennifer Garber and I will read you a letter written by Chief Seattle to the U.S. government in 1852, which we think is very appropriate to the present time. The President in Washington sends word that he wishes to buy our land. But how can you buy ourselves the sky, the land? The idea is strange to us. We do not own the freshness of the air and sparkle of the water. How can you buy them? Every part of this earth is sacred to my people. Every shining pine needle, every sandy shore, every mist in the dark woods, every meadow, every humming insect, all are holy in the memories and experience of my people. We know the sap which courses through the trees as we know the blood that courses through our veins. We are part of the earth and it is part of us. The perfumed flowers are our sisters. The bear, the deer, the great eagle, these are our brothers. The rocky crests, the juices in the meadows, the body heat of the pony and man, all belong to the same family. The shining water that moves in the streams and rivers is not just water, but the blood of our ancestors. We sell you our land, you must remember that it is sacred. Each ghostly reflection in the clear water of the lakes tells of events and memories in the life of my people. The water's murmur is the voice of my father's father. The rivers are our brothers. They quench our thirst. They carry our food and feed our children. You must give to the rivers and the kindness you would give any brother. We sell you our lands. You must remember that the air is precious to us, that the air shares its spirit with all the life it supports. The wind that gave our grandfather his first breath also receives his last sigh. The wind also gives our children the spirit of life. So if we sell you our lands, you must keep it apart and sacred, as a place where man can go to taste the wind that is sweetened by the meadow flowers. Would you teach your children what we have taught our children, that the earth is our mother, what befalls the earth befalls all the sons of the earth?
This we know. The earth does not belong to man. Man belongs to the earth. All things are connected like the blood that unites us all. Man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand in it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. One thing we know, our God is also your God. The earth is precious to him, and to harm the earth is to heap contempt on its creator. Your destiny is a mystery to us. What will happen when the buffalo are all slaughtered, the wild horses tamed? What will happen when the secret corners of the forest are heavy with the scent of many men, and the view of the ripe hills is blotted by talking lions? Where will the thicket be? Gone. Where will the eagle be? Gone. And what is it to say goodbye to the swift pony and the hunt, the end of living and the beginning of survival? When the last red man has vanished, with his wilderness and his memories, only the shadow of a cloud moving across the prairie, will these shores and forests still be here? Will there be any of the spirit of my people left? We love this earth as a newborn loves its mother's heartbeat. So if we sell you our land, love it as we have loved it. Care for it as we have cared for it. Hold it in your mind, the memory of the land as it is when you receive it. Preserve the land for all children and love it, as God loved us all. As we are part of the land, you too are part of the land. The earth is precious to us. It is also precious to you. One thing we know, there is only one God. No man, either red man or white man, can be apart. We are brothers after all. Written in response to a U.S. government inquiry to purchase tribal lands of his people. That concludes our presentation. Thank you.
The skills that you have exhibited, you've learned so much through this. It's so obvious: language arts, math, science, library skills, science skills, social studies skills, and government. This is the very thing of our district that makes us very, very proud. And you are wonderful examples of our future. People of our generation tend to be very pessimistic about the environment because we've seen so much negative things happen over our lifetimes. For the first time, I personally feel very, very hopeful that if you represent the next generation and their goals and their abilities to accomplish things, I really feel very, very positive. And I can speak to the entire board that you have our cooperation to assist you in any way we can. And to please call upon us whenever you need our assistance. There may be individual board members that would also like to add something. No. Would you like to say something?
No, you said it all. It's very impressive and we're very proud. Keep up the good work.
I just wanted to also add my thanks and tell you how very, very proud I am of all of you. That was quite a moving presentation. And I also want to tell you that you've been teaching us a lot about our natural resources and how to preserve them. And how precious they are. And I want to tell you that CAP, we all know that CAP stands for Kids Against Pollution, but it can also stand for something else. It also stands for Kids Are Precious. And you are certainly among the most precious in terms of your talents, ability, and dedication, and we thank you very, very much.
have till April 15th to make that contribution. These tips are a service of Cablevision and of the New Jersey Society of CPAs.
Oh, beautiful boy, spacious skies, for amber waves of gray, for purple mountains majesty, above the fleeting plain.
America is burying itself in over 500,000 tons of trash every 24 hours. If you're not recycling, you're throwing it all away.
In the Tanacle School in Closter, there's a 5th grade class defending their right for a clean and healthy environment. And they formed a group called CAP, Kids Against Pollution. Through working with other school districts, CAP writes letters to businesses and politicians and gains support from environmental groups. Their advisor and teacher, Nick Byrne, told us how CAP got started.
By accident, actually. I was teaching a lesson on First Amendment rights. And I was telling them about freedom of speech. And I suggested that over the weekend they find an issue in the newspaper that would be a good topic to exercise our rights of freedom of speech. So they brought in, it happened to be the pollution that particular September. And at that point, all the kids decided that instead of just writing letters about that issue, they decided they would form a group called Kids Against Pollution, and that's how it started. As the advisor, basically, I guide the children as far as getting the information for them about pollution, contacting environmental organizations, and teaching them how to contact different environmental organizations, businesses, and how to interact on the telephone, how to write letters, so that they can get all the information they need to make informed decisions and to inform other schools. The kids elicit other schools to join them, and they pick a target person, and they write letters to that person once a year. And they all the schools write simultaneously. And so it makes the greatest impact on that either political figure or corporate figure, whichever one is decided by the group.
CAP also had an impact on the Closter Board of Education.
Last year when the KAP program began, CAP, the board had been informed that this program was happening. We had been informed of a bit of their progress, and then they were considering applying for grants for funds and recognition, and of course needed some board approval for that. So at that point we were given full appraisal of the program and invited the children to participate at a board meeting and explain a bit about what the program was all about. At that time, our first encounter with CAP's energies was when they discovered that we were using styrofoam cups at our board meetings. And one of their learning experiences had been about the dangers of styrofoam. So they began that very night in asking us to ban the use of styrofoam cups at any further board meetings. And the board later that evening had a vote and agreed to do that. And we since use only cardboard cups now at our board meetings.
For their presentation, the CAP members created these recycling superheroes: Alex the Aluminum Can, Tin Foil Man, Bright White, Paper Bag Man, and Mean Green.
Ever since last year, I've been very supportive of Mr. Byrne and the youngsters in 5th grade in this endeavor of theirs to try and improve the environment. And I feel it's a very worthwhile cause and a very worthwhile hands-on experience that the youngsters have had over the past year and a half. And when you talk about education, this hands-on experiences that they have had mean everything, and it's something that will stay with them for a lifetime.
We have the rights to bear arms, not be enslaved, and the rights to vote. But there's nothing written about our right to have a clean and healthy environment. That is clean water, clean air, and clean land.
It's a hands-on type of experience that, again, you can't read about in a textbook. You can't imagine it until you've actually been through it and you hear these youngsters talking about their First Amendment rights or what we can do, and we need clean air and we need the clean land because we're going to be, you know, seniors someday, and we're going to be older, and we want to make sure that we have these things. And they are very, very astute. They are very conscious of it. They're aware of recycling. They're aware of putting scrubbers on smokestacks. They're aware of you name it. And again, this is where it all begins with 9 and 10-year-olds. We have just recently, as of yesterday, been awarded a governor's grant from the New Jersey State Department, which is awarded usually to approximately 30 districts throughout the New Jersey state. So we're very proud of that, and to be one of 30 who have received this award.
The kids involved with CAP share a sincere concern about pollution.
I've learned how important it is not to litter, even if it's little things, because when all the little things add together, you get a lot.
If there isn't clean air or clean water or if things aren't clean in our environment, the world might just become filled with garbage.
I think CAP is important mainly because I don't want my children to have garbage all over their world.
I'm really glad that I could get into the program because it shows that I can do something to help. I feel like I'm a lot less powerless over the problem. I feel like I can really do something to contribute.
In May, CAP is sponsoring an Environmental Rights Day where environmental groups, business people, politicians, and the general public can gather together with the kids for an educational fair. The goal is to educate the public so they can make informal decisions on how to solve pollution problems.
Also, in math,
Bergen County visited Tenneck School in Closter to learn about a 5th grade class who call themselves CAP, Kids Against Pollution. The organization was formed when their teacher, Nick Byrne, was teaching them about First Amendment rights. Invited various environmental organizations, entertainers, and politicians. But the biggest attraction was the kids when they proposed an amendment to the state and federal constitutions for an environmental Bill of Rights.
Preamble. Our legislators are mandated in the preamble of our Constitution to provide for our general welfare. Because of this, we believe we are entitled by law to clean air, land, and water. It does not appear that our right to a clean environment is being upheld. Therefore, we propose that amendments be made to our state and national constitution, which will mandate specific environmental rules.
There were several politicians attending the event, including State Senator Jerry Cardinale, House Representative Jim Florio, and Congressman Robert Torricelli.
Our environment, clean air and water, are probably the most important issue facing us today in the state of New Jersey for the 90s. These kids are doing a wonderful thing because they are giving a forum. They are establishing a forum. They're calling attention to these problems. And by calling attention to these problems, they allow us to expose some solutions to the problem.
Nobody has to take America and like it and accept it. Change it. Make it better. Every generation has, and you should too. No one has the right to damage your lungs or your body with chemicals or dirty air or dirty water. Nobody. And you don't take it.
You're the next generation of people who are going to be out at the forefront of the war against pollution.
The